what do you have to say to those people of why they should probably stop skipping steps?
Well, first, just stop. Just stop. Stop the cap and stop skipping steps. Second, I would say learn to enjoy the process a little bit more than just the payment. Because in the process you become more strategic, you analyze yourself a little bit more to figure out how can I actually scale this. Because if you're in a business just to make money, you're not really in there to help people. Because if you really want to scale and grow out a team, you got to be able to put other people on and lead them. But you can't lead them skipping steps like you. That's not going to work. That's not going to be an efficient business. And just take the time out, enjoy the process, and then also continue to study. Like, continue to work on your game and see where you can be better at.
Welcome to Entrepreneurhood, where we break entrepreneurship down into 3 simple pillars: business, lifestyle, and motivation. Our goal is to use our personal experiences as industry leaders to guide and inspire young entrepreneurs to see the lesson in every challenge. Because we understand that companies don't succeed, people do. Now, welcome the leaders of Entrepreneurhood, Lakim and KB.
Welcome to the neighborhood. You got your boy Lay Kim in the building, and I got my brother KB in the building with me. We on episode 67, and we decided to call this one Microwave Entrepreneur. Now, before we jump into what this episode is all about, we do want to jump into our segment called W's and L's, wins and lessons. So KB, how you starting this episode off? You got a W or you got an L?
I got a W, but I really want to address my L. My L is one of my clients, of course. We're in the middle of the funding process. And she's pretty much good to go, just waiting for the authorized user, the trade line, to report to her account. I checked her credit yesterday, and it dropped 100 points.
What?
99 to be exact. And the reason it was such a big L, because that ruins the funding process. Because once you want to get, leverage your credit, you can have no derogatory marks, because the banks are going like, how are you going to get 50,000 from me and you can't pay so-and-so? And the payment was only $62. So $62 hinders you from getting $100,000. How do you think she feels?
That's nasty work, bro.
And my only rule when it comes to funding is don't apply to anything new. Make sure you stay current with your current cards and don't run up your cards, because it's going to change your utilization. And it wasn't even that she made the mistake. It was the response that got me tight.
What was the response?
I'm confused. Why did it drop 100 points? There's only one late payment.
That's all it takes is one.
Like, it's explained to her multiple times. I was working for months, but we had some issues going back and forth far as in utilization, or things wasn't reported to her credit. But we can't do anything until that gets removed. So and then the authorized user that we paid for is only here for 2 months. So it's going to take initially 30 days for the creditors to remove it. So I don't know what's going to happen with this client.
But KB, don't you work magic? Can't you fix any and everything?
No. No. And I don't have patience for any and everything. So I don't know what's gonna happen with her late payment, being that it's recent, because recent late payments are harder to get removed than old late payments. So she got herself in a pickle. So that was my lesson for the week, and I made some content out of it. And I bring it to y'all in the neighborhood. So any future client out there, don't screw up.
Yeah, all they got to do, what you say, is run the play. Just do what you tell them to do. But I guess everybody don't run the play as they should, bro.
Nah, so it kind of messed up my streak. I was on a good streak, W streak, but I charged it to the game.
Yeah, and it'd be like that. Unfortunately, unfortunately for you. But this week, I still, I'm keeping 2023 moving in a great way, and I'm bringing the community with another W. So for me, my W is everything is just continuing to unfold the way that I feel like it should be. So with my new coaching website that's up and running, my new ebook is up and running. I've been getting my reps in and getting better with my new software, and I've just been getting more. I've been practicing with live ammunition, right? And I feel like sometimes that's the best way to continue to perfect your craft. So I've been feeling really good. What's crazy is normally I would be pressed to be making revenue, right? But I feel like because I'm really ironing out all of the details of how I want things to go, I'm not pressed on that because I know the money is going to come, right?
Yeah.
So I think as I'm seeing how things are unfolding, I'm still feeling really hopeful. I'm still really excited about everything. And a second, W part two is that my new planners finally arrived. So the premium edition of the championship planners is arriving.
Why
So
you trying to flex on me, bro? Get 2 W's.
this is a week I just feel good, bro. And the thing is, I know you had a W. It's just that lesson was so fresh that it was needed for the neighborhood to hear it. But I know there's gonna be a week that you gonna say, "Yo, I just made $60,000 this week," and and I'm gonna be like, "Damn, bro, I closed one client." So we balance each other out, bro, and I think that's the beauty in the neighborhood.
No, but it's dope that you said that as far as not worrying about the revenue. I seen a quote the other day with Damon John, and he was just talking about if you're gonna start a business, be okay with being broke for a little while. In literal terms, it's like your business is in debt. Even when people do funding, your business is in debt first. So you figure out strategies before you get the funding so you can be profitable as you carry it out. But it goes along with, the episode today about market wave entrepreneurs. They don't want to wait that time period.
That's a fact. As soon as they call themselves an entrepreneur, they expect to be rich.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So if you don't mind, like let them know why we decided to, choose that particular topic and why do we feel like it's necessary to talk about this?
Well, the reason we chose to choose the topic microwave entrepreneur because it's instant success that a lot of new entrepreneurs are gravitating to. So a lot of those are, COVID entrepreneurs, which is fine because it was a good time, a good window to make a lot of money fast. But as the market shifts and people spending power changes, you realize you never had a system this whole time. So when it comes up, the term microwave entrepreneurs is those who want success instantly without actually having a system, doing the work, or even failing. They just want to win straight out the gate. And that can occur, but it's most dangerous when you make money and you don't know how you made it.
Yeah, bro. And I think one of the things we said is they want the success and they're just trying to skip steps. And in this game of entrepreneurship, you cannot skip steps. You can't skip leg day.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna fall eventually. And then you don't know how to get back up.
Yeah. And that's the reality. So I think, as we talk about that topic, a microwave entrepreneur, right? And you said something that was very interesting is, these are the COVID entrepreneurs. Because if you talk to, I want to say out of 10 people, when did they start their business? I want to say, I don't know, 7 out of 10 is going to say, yeah, I started my business in 2020, right?
Yeah.
And if they started their business in 2020, that means they saw an opportunity and they, probably more than likely obtained some success. But now that COVID and everything is, flattened and even the playing field, now they're like, yo, this game of entrepreneurship is way harder than I thought. And now they left stuck because they're trying to climb back up a mountain that they don't even know how they got there in the first place.
Yeah, bro. And this is the disclaimer as well. We're not, shitting on people that started in 2020. We actually started the podcast right before COVID hit, and we was gonna have a in-person launch.
Yeah.
And into 2019, we was game planning. But the part about it is that we were game planning the strategy before we even launched.
Yep.
So, when it comes down to it, it's just literally doing the legwork. And I think that's the part where people miss out on. Just, do the boring stuff, the systems, learning, the email aspect of email marketing, or just even having something simple as a target audience. A lot of people don't even have a target. They just do something. They get a couple people saying yes, and now, they change the link in their bio. It's just about doing the work and knowing, and continue to learn too. That's another issue with microwave entrepreneurs. They don't want to continue to learn or continue to get better at their craft to figure out, how can I be better at this? So even with me, I would say, I started watching even more podcasts and studying how they, cultivate it, how they strategize, how they market, or how they present, when there's a guest on. So it's like it's an infinite game. And when you come to entrepreneurship, it's not microwavable. Where you put in for 60 seconds, all right, it's gonna be hot. And then you put in for 60 seconds, after that, it get what? Cold.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So they have to dig a little deeper as far as why they doing it. It got to be more than just money. And I think that's why it's a short-lived success.
So when it comes down to the microwave entrepreneurs, how can we identify who is a microwave entrepreneur and who's like, I guess, a thorough, like took every step of the way to build a business entrepreneur?
Or you want me to call them out?
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna talk about this topic, we got to know who is a microwave and who's, they
Okay.
yeah, they boil and they did everything that they needed to.
So the microwave entrepreneur is a person who got the course, who read the first chapter, made a little money, and didn't finish. That's the one person. That's the one person that have the mentor that's not reaching out. And now you blame your mentor because you didn't actually put in the work and things not clicking as way as was. So now you're saying it's a scam. Those who we're referring to, the people that want more money and they had some level of success and they think they don't need to do, steps 1 through 10. They're like, nah, I can skip that. I can skip that. I ain't worried about that. Because you made a couple thousand.
Yeah, bro. And I think another thing I want to add to the microwave entrepreneurs is those are the people that they don't really know what their true purpose of their business is, like they're just in it. They're starting a business just because they thought it was a cool idea, but they don't really know who they want to serve. They don't know how they want to serve people. And they're just missing a lot of the basic foundation that it takes to run a successful business. And those are things that you can't skip because once you enter the realm of entrepreneurship, you're really committing to a long-term career. And if you're a real entrepreneur, you're making this a forever career.
Yeah.
But the microwave entrepreneurs, they just want to get in, see how much money they can make, and then, see where it goes. They don't really have a long-term play on where they want to take their business.
Yeah. Or they just got the LLC and that's pretty much it. And they posted it saying game time is over. And
Yeah.
they didn't do nothing after that post.
Yeah, bro. And I feel like that's something that we gotta how do we stop that? How do we fix it? How do we prevent people from going down that path?
That's a tough question. I think they need to go down that path. Like it's good because it'll help, weave out the people that's not supposed to be here. And I think it's just because their intentions is so wrong. It's like they're not building the business to, help somebody or solve a problem. They just building business because either their friends is building a business or they just figure like, all right, everybody's doing this right now. Let me just do it. So, a lot of women that got a boutique, a lot of people making money with it. Let me jump into it. And
Hmm.
it's like, all right, but who are you targeting? Are you even have good customer service? And they're like, nah, I don't care. I just want to make money. Or I ain't got to worry about it. They paid me already. So it's like when you kind of you mess up the market, but it helps expose yourself, especially when it comes down to funding. People that do funding, they're not really trying to service the client. They're not doing a due diligence, see if this person is even ready for funding, far as in their strategy and their actual game plan. They just look at their credit score like, all right, they got over 700. All right, I'm about to give them money for all these different banks, and then they're gonna end up in a worse situation because they only care about being. It's like being very transactional. You're not really trying to build relationships with your business.
Do you think funding is a good first business for somebody?
Honestly, no. No. If you're gonna be a consultant for somebody and you never actually did your own business, then I don't think that's the best strategy. Because you never really been in it, but you tell somebody how to go about it.
Yeah, bro. I 1000% agree because telling someone that, you can help them get $100,000 and you've never made $100,000 or even funded yourself $100,000, that sounds crazy, bro.
Yeah, because you're not as credible to even know how to move in that position to even tell them exactly what you did because you never did it.
It's one thing, I think it's one thing if you've never made it, right? I think you should always like, all right, at least be in a position of making that 100,000.
Yeah.
But then it's even worse that you've never made it and you've never even funded yourself. Like
Yeah.
that's like, to be honest, you're pretty much a fraud.
Yeah. If you're not transparent with your client, yeah.
Yeah.
Because if in that case, it's like you have to tell them like this is my first time starting out, and I want to help you get the capital. I know it's possible. I saw it before, but I didn't personally do it for myself yet. But some people are not gonna have that disclosure. They just want to get the bag.
And I was gonna say, so, but that's the big thing right there, right? That transparency, because it is okay to be transparent with someone saying, hey, um, the people that mentored me, I saw, what they were able to do, and I feel confident that if you allow me to service you, I can get you the same result, and I would love for you to be my, one of my case studies, and we'll be able to, do this together. But I think, again, because of the microwave entrepreneur aspect, everybody wants to be an expert from day one, knowing that they've never even did business before.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I look at the same thing when it came to fitness too. It's like you out of shape. You never you never actually really helped anybody, but just because you like, I look fit, I bet I'm gonna train people. So it's like before I even started training people, I had case studies. I had, testimonials from people that I trained for free. And, I think that aspect of it is taken out far as in the free period and the trial period, and you just testing out to see if you really want to do this or see if you're even good enough. And that was always been my thing. That's why I was charging those $6 a session. 'Cause I'm like, yo, I don't know if I'm good enough yet.
Yeah.
And I'd rather judge myself that way based on my results. Then I can, have more confidence with people like, all right, now I'm charging this, I'm charging that. And then I worked all the way up where I was charging, $1,000 a month when I was online. But it took, some years to get there. But that's the part. Nobody wants to wait that long.
And they don't want to be vulnerable because, like, even in the coaching industry, bro. So, there's a couple of people that's, in the coaching community with me, and they're new coaches. They've never coached anybody. And, the community we want to position ourselves as a $60,000 a year coach, right? So for someone who never coached someone, and you're about to close your first client, and then they'd be like, all right, how much is it to work with you? You'd be like, it's only $60,000 a year. Like, they're gonna laugh at you, because to call yourself a $60,000 a year coach, you've never made $60,000. You've never coached no one. You've never ran a business. It's like you're almost disrespecting the coaching industry, because that's why so many people just, they take one or two classes and they're like, yeah, I'm a coach. And it's like, there's a lot more to this. Do you understand people? Do you care about people?
Yeah.
Right? Like, do you know, what levers to turn that could really take a business to the next level? And it's okay if you don't, but kind of like what you just said, we got to get case studies. Like, your job, if you're a microwave entrepreneur, and you probably won't call yourself that, right? Because that's embarrassing. But like, if you're a new entrepreneur, you're starting in a new industry and you're trying to get your feet wet, it's okay to say, yo, I want to take you on as a client pro bono, so I could show you that I'm great at what I'm doing. And the only thing I ask for is that once I help you get the result, you, one, allow me to use our transaction and our relationship as a testimonial. And two, you just tell people about me. There's no shame in that.
I need money. I need money now. It's my money and I need it now.
Nah, like what you said, bro, like that Damon Dash quote. If you go into entrepreneurship with that mindset, it's so funny you said that. I actually have that same quote in my PowerPoint, bro.
Mm.
And again, in case if anyone missed it, what KB said, Damon Dash, he said a quote that starting a business means being okay with being broke for a little while, or accepting being broke for a little while, right? That's what everybody signs up for when they decide to become an entrepreneur. Are you okay? For anyone watching this, if you're starting a business, are you okay with being broke for a little while? That's what entrepreneurship is. If that makes you feel too uncomfortable, even hearing that makes you uncomfortable, just close the door, close that chapter of entrepreneurship, and go back and get a safe, secure job. Because this game will flip you upside down and have you questioning everything you've ever done.
So for the microwave entrepreneur, you know, say I'm that person right now. That sounds very unattractive. What am I missing out by, you know, skipping steps? What would you say?
You're missing the lessons. There,
Mm.
there's certain inevitable steps of entrepreneurship that you can't skip. There's the trials of learning, you know, your clients, you know, acquiring a client, learning the sales, learning the marketing, learning, you know, your product and service, and messing up and looking stupid for a little bit. Like there's all of those things that you have to do before you can obtain that success. You got to go through the fear. You got to go through the scared of, you know, going back, of people saying that they were right. You got to go through all of those emotions that come with entrepreneurship. And a lot of people, they'd be like, nah, like I don't want to, I want to skip the struggle stage. I want to skip the struggle stage and go straight to the money stage.
You know, so and so made 6 figures in 90 days. So why can't I?
Yeah, like, bro, I don't think they understand this. And we've said this in a lot of the other episodes, but KB, how long were you a personal trainer before you felt like you were profitable and you felt like you really had your confidence in the training game?
6 years.
6 years, right? And you took the extremely difficult path because you was just figuring it out on your own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And but like the thing is, you didn't skip no steps. You went through all of the emotions that came with figuring it out on your own. You know, and similar for me, I think my first 2 years was the most shaky I've ever been in business. Started with money, I lost money. My account went to negative $5,000. I don't even know how that's possible, bro. Like, how do you
What you doing?
that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you operate? Like when my accountant sent me my financials, you know, I think it was like month 5 or 6 of my business. The shit said my account said negative 5,000.
How did you afford an accountant?
I don't, yo, that's what I'm saying. I was like, can I afford you? Right. But one of my mentors, you know, he helped me out and got me out of that. And then I was able to pay him back. But again, if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't have valued.
So he gave you a loan.
Yeah, like, because I needed that. If I didn't have that loan, bro, my account was negative 5,000.
So would you say you was operating like a microwave entrepreneur, or you were just going through the trials?
No, I was going through the season. I had to go through that broke season, you know, of like, you go through, as you start a business, you go through that, like that imposter phase where you're like, yo, am I really meant to do this? You know, like, is this
Yeah.
the right path for me? And
Yeah.
I've heard that so many times when I coach people. They're like, yo, like Kim, I don't know if this is the right path. When you were going down your fitness journey, did you ever say, yo, is fitness, like, is this it?
Every day, bro. And I think too, and even when it came to funding, when I had the success, I would say after I studied for about 3 or 4 months, I funded myself 250,000. But I had instant success between June to August, and it scared the shit out of me because I didn't really know. I knew I had my certain strategies, but I didn't have a target or angle. And I know I needed a target angle, but I was just winning based off of my transitioning. That was something new, and I'm good at selling, but I wasn't good enough to have an efficient business. So, you know, me doing 100K in 3 months, it was scary. And literally after August, I spent like 40K the next 30 days.
I remember that. Yep.
So that's why I'm speaking to you guys, because I understand. And I didn't come with a microwave mindset, but I just knew the success was microwave. I was already like, yo, I'm doing great, but I don't know exactly how I can duplicate this. I don't have a system. And from being so systematic with training, well, it's on clockwork. I know how many leads I'm getting per week. I know how much I'm closing. I know my projections online. I know my projections in person. I didn't know none of this when it came down to being a business consultant and credit consultant. So I'm speaking from, you know, experience of having that instant success and then having turmoil right after that. And then I had to take a step back and I'm like, yeah, I got to do this. This is what I said I'm going to do, but I want to do this and I want to study. And I study even beyond what was given to me, beyond my mentorship. And I was, wanting to break things down and I wanted to really figure it out. And it took me a year and some change to figure out my target audience because I started testing out different audiences. And that was going to be my case studies. And now, I landed with the beauty professionals. It's like, nah, I like it here. Like it's cool. It's actually, I get them, they understand me, and we on a mission. But if you don't go through that, you're not gonna be able to speak on the sincerity of the clients that you do work with. So basically, I don't work with anybody just because they have a great credit score. And I learned that because some clients fumbled a bag. They fumbled 150,000, 100,000. And even though it's not my responsibility, just my integrity doesn't allow that to happen. I want to avoid that happening. And you're not going to be a testimonial.
Yep.
If you fumbled a bag, who are you going to tell about me? Nobody.
Nobody.
Yeah, but if you're successful with the 50 or 100K that you get, yo, KB changed my life.
You know what's crazy? So I remember you saying that. I remember in the beginning of when you were funding all of those people, you went through, it's crazy. We're talking about, microwave entrepreneur, but like you said, you had microwave success, right? It was just instant success. And then you even went through a phase that you were like, yo, I don't even know if I feel good about how I funded those people because I gave them the money and then they fumbled it.
Yeah.
And none of that instant success turned into future business.
Yeah.
And what's the point? Like what I'm learning is like you got to be very picky on who you serve because when you service certain type of people, you always want to do business that leads to more business. That's the name of the game.
Facts.
How could you do business that's going to lead to more? And that was even how my thought process went when I created the premium edition of the Championship Planner. Right. I was like, yo, every time I sell one planner, it needs to sell 3 more planners. Right. Now, how do you do that? You put a call to action right in front of their face as soon as they experience the product. And I think that is you only experience that through trial and error. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to figure out, what your lane is, what your angle is, trial and error it. That's it.
Nah, that's a great point that you actually pulled out because when it came down with me, it made my vetting process much stronger. Like now I'm on the phone. It's not, I'm just telling you about credit. Oh, you can do this, you can do that. Nah, we gotta make sure that you're qualified. So if you don't have a plan, then I mandate mentorship based on, what lane you're in. That probably has been the ultimate game changer because now I'm getting referrals on the call. So before they even sign, I'm getting referrals. And it just shows like if you do the front end, if you do the back end work on the front end, it makes it much easier.
Yep.
You're not gonna go through that by skipping steps. You're not gonna learn that. You're not gonna be efficient. And I see these guys start, and it's sad because they don't even know nothing about business, but you want to consult, and you don't know what it means to go through a dry season or a downturn season or how to operate. So, they're gonna, expose themselves, and but it's tough because when it's somebody you care about, it's like you're going the wrong way. Like, like just go through the fire, But that's the difference between, that's why the ratio is probably 80% of businesses fail in their first year.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to, like Mike Tyson's favorite line is like, you think you tough or, till somebody punch you in the face.
Yeah. Everybody got a plan.
Yeah. So, if you get punched in the face, you're not gonna know how you're gonna respond.
Mm-hmm.
Got that client you've been waiting for months and they drop the ball and get a late payment out of nowhere. Or they say, yo, I can't do this because such and such happened in their family. And it's like, how you gonna respond to that? You just gonna quit? You can't. And if you do it, then it shows you really don't want this.
Nah, bro. And I feel like that's what these entrepreneurs have to understand. So anyone that's watching this, man, and you're starting a business or you just, I don't know, you feel stuck because you don't know where you're going or who you want to serve or how you want to serve them, just go back to the drawing board. It is okay. Like KB and I, we give you permission to go back to the drawing board. If you felt like you're at a stage where you skipped the step that you knew you shouldn't have skipped, go back. If you don't, you're only gonna further like stint your growth and delay your process of being that version of yourself that could be that multi six figure or that seven figure earner.
Because most of them, what they do is they do it for a little minute. They have some bumps and bruises, and you know what they say? It's oversaturated.
Right.
This ain't for me. They try to use God a lot and try to act like, oh, I gotta do something else. I had a dream. Or my cousin, such and such, told me like the growth of this industry is not gonna be well. And it's like all avenues point to everything else except for you. And that's corny. If you're gonna be in this infinite game, then know what comes with it. And it's gonna come with a lot of no's. A lot of fucking no's. And once you get that one yes, you appreciate it for what it is, and you want to do good service or have a good product to stand by your name and your business.
Yeah, bro. And then if it doesn't go well, then they want to blame the mentor, the person who funded them the money. Like there's all of these, every time you point in one direction, you always have three fingers pointing back at you, right? That's something that the microwave entrepreneurs, the new entrepreneurs, the entrepreneurs that are skipping steps, we just want you guys to really, really get. So KB, if you were to because I feel like at this point we're beating a dead horse. Like I think they get it, and hopefully they do get it. Because I don't know how many other more examples we could do. So if you were to give a final message to these entrepreneurs that are skipping steps, because they may be offended hearing microwave entrepreneurs. So let's call them the entrepreneurs that are skipping steps. What do you have to say to those people of why they should probably stop skipping steps?
Well, first, just stop. Just stop. Stop the cap and stop skipping steps. Second, I would say learn to enjoy the process.
Mm,
Enjoy the process a little bit more than just the payment. Because in the process you become more strategic. You analyze yourself a little bit more to figure out how can I actually scale this. Because if you're in a business just to make money, you're not really in there to help people. Because if you really want to scale and grow out a team, you got to be able to put other people on and lead them. But you can't lead them skipping steps like you. That's not going to work. That's not going to be an efficient business. And just take the time out, enjoy the process, and then also continue to study. Like continue to work on your game and see where you can be better at. My coach used to tell the team, like, if you have a 75 in art, what are you doing? They're like, oh, art is easy. And it's like, so why you don't have 100? So I say this, if you're good at content, you're good at marketing, and it's easy for you, find a way to be even better at it. If you're good at sales, find a way to even be better at that. So just really analyze yourself, give your own evaluation of your business and how you carry yourself. And a lot of people forget about their messaging. Know who you're targeting, what's your messaging, what's your content. So overall, I would say, enjoy the process. Yeah, if you don't think a storm is coming, if you didn't coming out one, there's one coming.
yeah.
And just understand that, that's what it's about, the game. Like that's what it's about. And that's why everybody doesn't want to do this. And it's okay. But the survival of the fittest, or the strongest survive, however you want to put it, but the real ones last.
Yeah, that was so well put. And I feel like, my message for the microwave entrepreneurs is first figure out who it is you actually want to help, get real clear on who you want to serve, how you want to serve them, and then focus more on how many of those people you want to help, right? What I realized when I was growing my business, anytime I focus on how much money I want to make, I tend not to make that much money. But when I start focusing on how many people I want to help, how many people I want to impact, somehow the money just end up tripling and 4x and 5x and it came to me in floods, right? So if you are an entrepreneur, figure out who you want to serve, get real clear on that, and then figure out how many of those people you want to serve and help get the best result of whatever it is you provide. If you could do that, it will help you avoid skipping steps because you will figure out who you want to serve, how you want to serve them, and you're going to make them a Raven fan. And once you have Raven fans, the ball's on your court, and that's how you win the game. So that's my message for everybody. Hopefully this episode was valuable and you're able to take something away from this. right? And what KB and I, we ask is that if you have received any type of value from this, leave us a 5-star review, right? Share this with someone. And KB and I, we're open picking someone that listens to this episode and giving you some step-by-step guidance on what you could do, right? And that's something that KB and I we're going to be doing each episode moving forward. Is anyone who listens to this, we'll have a pre-conversation with you to see if you're a person that we could help. And then if we feel like you're a person that meets the criteria, we will be able to provide, a service to help you get a better strategy so you're not skipping those steps.
Yeah, tell them to DM us on the Entrepreneurhood Instagram. DM us free game.
Easy, right? So if you DM us free game, KB and I will check the message. We'll, check your page and see if you're a person that meets the criteria of what we're looking for, and then we'll help you. We'll help you grow your business and make sure that you stop skipping steps. So we appreciate y'all for listening. Anything else you want to say, KB?
Nah, yeah, don't have instant success, man. Don't be like, LeBron.
He gonna say that on the day we celebrate LeBron 1 year of becoming the scoring title. All right, I mean, he's the king. But anyways, we appreciate y'all. Entrepreneurhood.
Miami one quick.
We'll see y'all next week.
Anyone can start, but only champions finish. Now that you've completed this episode, you're ready to continue your journey by connecting directly with our hosts of Entrepreneurhood. Follow us on Instagram at The Entrepreneurhood to stay updated with the community. For each episode, the first set of listeners to tag us on Instagram and leave a 5-star review will be entered into a drawing to get a free one-on-one coaching session on the topic of entrepreneurship with our hosts. Remember, there is no shame in struggling, because we fail, we grow, and we win. Right here on Entrepreneurhood.